Good morning, class. Okay, children. So this is our English class, and today in English grammar class, our topic that we are going to proceed with, that is tenses. So before proceeding with the tenses, I have to tell you what tense is. So tense is something that tells when an action word happens. And what is the action words? The action word is the verb of the sentence. So, according to the time being when the action word is happening, whether it has happened already or whether it is happening now or whether it will be happening in future. So, likewise, the tenses are of three types. It can be divided into three parts. So, tenses can be divided into three parts. The first part is known as past tense. The second one is known as present tense. And the final one and the third one is known as future tense. So, let's proceed. So, tenses, as I already told you, tense is a set of forms taken by a verb to indicate the time of the action in relation to the time of the use of that verb. So, tense is nothing but it tells about when the verb is happening, whether it is taking part in the past, whether it is of present, or whether we are going to deal with the future. So, before proceeding with the tense, children, we need to know the three forms of the verbs, because tense is nothing but to deal with the verbs. So, all the verbs are having three forms, that is the past form, the present form and the future form. And all the forms you should know, otherwise you can't deal with the different parts of the tenses. Suppose if I tell you listen, it is a present form, but we have to also know the past and future form of the listen. So, if listen is the present form, the past form will be listened and the future form will be will listen. Likewise, if the present form is walk, the past will be walked, the future will be will walk. You can see here the present tense, when it is taking the form as its past, ed has been added to the present tense form. Listen, listened, will listen. Walk, walked, will walk. Take, it is something else, sorry. Talk, talked, will talk. Look, looked, will look. So here the verbs, those who are having only ed to the first form, those are known as the regular verbs. So, regular verbs are very easy. Only you have to add ed to it and we will get the past form. And to make the future form, you have to add will to the present form of that verb and you will get the future form. But there are also a few verbs which are not in ed forms for the past. Those verbs are known as irregular verbs. Suppose an example is eat. In present form, we say eat, but in past form, we do not say eated. It is not correct. What should we say? Ate. Eat, ate. But the future form will remain the same. The rules are same. That is, you have to add a will to the present form and you will get the future directly. That is, will eat. So, eat, ate, will eat. Likewise, sleep. In past form, it becomes slept, will sleep in future. Sit, sat, will sit. Run, ran, will run. So, before proceeding with the tenses is, all you should know the three forms of the verbs. Those are of the present tense form, the past tense form and the future tense form. Then only you can proceed to deal with the tenses. So, let's proceed again. So, first we will deal with present tense verb. So, what does present tense means? Whatever we are doing now, The action verbs, what is happening now, that is known as present tense verb or rather present tense. In present tense, we will say like, the boy jumps in excitement. The main verb is there what? Jump. The giraffe eats plant leaves. The dog chases the ball. Her brother helps with her studies. So, have you noticed something, children, here? That in present tense, whenever we are writing the present form of that particular verb, we are adding a s to each of the cases. But why? We should know that. In these cases, first we have to look at the subject of the verb. The boy jumps in excitement. What is the subject here? Everybody say with me, what is the subject here? Boy. What is the subject? Boy. So, boy is one or many? Is it singular or plural? Singular. So, if the subject is in singular form, then the very next verb will be an s to be added to it, that is jumps. But if it was boys, plural, then jump will be jump only. So you have to keep it in mind in present tense. If the subject of the sentence is in singular form, then you have to add one s to the main verb. So likewise, the boy jumps, the giraffe eats, the dog chases, her brother helps. But if the subject is in plural form, suppose if it becomes the boys, then what will we say? The boys jump, no s. The giraffes eat, no s. The dogs chase, no s. So we have to keep it in mind in present tense. If the subject is in singular form, then we have to add a s to the verb. But if the subject is in plural form, we should not add the s. We should directly write the present tense form of that particular verb. Okay, children? Okay. So now let's proceed to the past form. So after present tense form, then we are going to deal with the second type of the tense, that is past tense. So for the past tense, to deal with the past tense sentences, as I told you that we should know the past form of the verbs. So to deal with the past tense verbs, I told you, you should know the past tense form of the verbs. Maybe it is in regular form or maybe it is in irregular form. Okay. So see the first sentence. I played football yesterday. So what is the main verb here? Play. And as you all know, the regular verbs, how those verbs are becoming past form. If we add a ed to those verbs, it becomes past. So it's a very easy one. I play become played football yesterday. Next, she woke up early in the morning. In this case, the verb is not the regular verb. It's an irregular verb because the present form of this particular verb is wake. And in past form, it becomes woke. So see, no ed, but a different word for the past. So first you should learn all the past forms of the regular or irregular verbs according to your age. Then you can easily deal with the past tense form. See, I played football yesterday. She woke up early in the morning. My father lived in California. She spoke good English in the interview. John played football. My mother cooked delicious food yesterday. I missed my college. We drank a whole bottle of water. So all these red mark words are the past forms of the verb. Thus, we can make this all as the past tense sentences. Okay. So one thing here you have noticed that we have spoken about yesterday, sometimes we spoke about last night, sometimes we say like last day. So whenever we are talking something about the past, these are few keywords that indicates us the past. Otherwise, if we are instructed to write in the past, accordingly, you should know the past form of those verbs and you can directly do the past tense form of any of the sentences. Okay, children. So let's proceed to the third and the final part of the tense. That is, the third part is future tense. So in future tense, children, I have told you, you should know the verb, and if you add a will or shall to it, it will directly become the future tense verb. So the first one, Kiara dash a book. If the main verb is buy, so in future tense, you have to write will buy. If Sam dash a great meal, if the verb is cook here, for the future tense, you have to add one will to it. So it will become will cook. So she will study in London. I will eat a pancake tomorrow. She will sing a song for the event. I will wash the dishes. So you see here, all the main verbs have taken will to it and it has directly become future tense. Here in this context, I need to tell you something. Apart from will, you can also add shall. But you can add shall with the subject I and we only. Okay? I will, we will. And in special cases, I will and we will also. So, for I and we can add both like I shall, I will, we shall, we will. But there are some special cases that we have to write will to it. Otherwise, shall is mainly used for I and we. Okay. So, here are few more examples. So, let's do by our own. Let's underline the word part. So, all you can see, these are of the future tense examples. So, if it is, I will visit my friend next week. What is the verb here? Say everybody. What is the verb? Will visit. Very good. Kim will clean his room on Friday. What is the verb here? Will clean. If I tell you Mark shall pass the test tomorrow, what is there? Shall. She will meet me in the park. What will be there? Very good. Okay. So I hope that all you have a brief idea on what is the future tense all about. Okay. Now let's conclude the topic and summarize it once again. So in our class today, what the topic we deal with, we have dealt with the topic tenses. And what is tense? Tense tell us about the action verb when it is happening, regarding the time period of the action verb. So if it has already happened in the past, so we will grant as past tense. If it is of now, present, then we will tell present tense. And if the verb will be done in the future, then it is future tense. So few examples are also given there, like I go, he goes. Few example of past tense like I went, he wrote. And future tense, I shall go, he will write. Okay class, so I hope that today's class will be a very fruitful class for you all and you have learnt what the tenses are all about. So thank you class.